Marching with Aunt Susan by Claire Rudolph Murphy. The events in this book are based on the actual events in the 1896 campaign for women's right to vote, or women's suffrage as it was called. It took 72 years for women to win the right to vote in 1920 with the passage of the 19th Amendment. And now on with the story that takes place in San Francisco, California. Papa was taking Bessie's brothers hiking, but not her.
Strenuous exercise is not for girls, Bessie. You're not strong enough. It's not ladylike.
I can ride my bike faster than anyone on the block, even you.
Girls shouldn't ride bikes either.
Inside, Mama bustled around preparing for a party.
At the tea, everyone swarmed around Miss Anthony. They called her Aunt Susan, even though they weren't related to her.
It has been a long fight for equal rights. Children should grow up in a world where both men and women are free. Aunt Susan, I want to introduce you to my niece, Bessie, and Bessie is when I joy, and I teach you that good boys be smart enough to be alone. That's right. Come to the rally and get women vote.
Golden Gate Auditorium was so crowded that Bessie could hardly breathe. Aunt Susan stood on her stage surrounded by hundreds of roses. Her voice thundered across the hall.
The votes of all the people, including women with men, will surely bring about the wisest and best government the world has ever seen. We
Shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. A day after the rally, Bessie rode her bicycle over to her best friend Rita's house.
You should have heard Aunt Susan speak yesterday. My papa says maybe we should public. Aunt Susan, girls are just as smart as boys. We should help them make the decision. Papa just like, that's not right. Someday I want to vote. Let's see if we can help out with the suffrage for that.
All through the summer, Rita and Bessie wrote letters, licked envelopes, and painted posters. As they worked, they listened to women talk.
Men decide everything. They even decide if we should get to vote. Men decide how the children are raised. Men decide how the household money is spent. I don't understand. I get to plan my allowance any way I want. And Mama makes decisions about lots of purchases. Not in our household. Papa keeps track of every penny.
The week before the election, Bessie and Rita visited a factory in San Francisco with Aunt Mary and Aunt Susan. Rows and rows of children and women sat hunched over, sewing in a dark room. Aunt Susan encouraged them to come to the 7th grade.
Me and my sister did some extra sewing to help the campaign. Here are $2. If women win the vote, will I be able to go to school?
As they left the factory, Bessie leaned against the wall and tried to catch her breath.
I couldn't imagine not learning how to read and write. Why don't those children go to school? Many parents can't make enough money for their children have to work. When women getting to vote change that, we can work to pass laws that will help our children. Those children, our children.
Later, Bessie painted a picture of a factory girl on a banner for the parade. Rita printed the letters. Sunday afternoon before the vote, Rita, Bessie, and her mama marched along carrying their banner. The crowd cheered as they sung new lyrics to My Country 'Tis of Thee. Our country now, claim we our liberty in freedom's name. Guarding hope's out and fast, daughters of patriots, there's our own inspired justice to claim.
Women belong in the kitchen, girls belong at home. No daughter and I will parade in the streets. What do you have to be, a man?
Just then, a boy threw an egg at Bessie. It splattered down the front of her white dress. She stood frozen, watching the oozing yellow stain spread until Mama picked up Rita's end of the banner and they marched on. Monday after school, Bessie and Mama and Bessie stood at the ferry launch and held up a news sign. Many people were walking by.
Remember your daughters. Vote yes on referendum number 6. I can't tell if I'm getting more pats on the head or grumbles from the men walking by. It only matters how we vote tomorrow.
The day after the election, Bessie's brothers raced her home from school. Charlie grabbed the newspaper off the front porch.
Women lose the vote.
Bessie leaned her bicycle against the house and snatched the newspaper out of his hand.
What are you so mad about?
Someday you'll get to vote with your boy, and you don't even care. Mama's as smart as Papa, and I'm as smart as you. We should get to vote too.
Bessie sat down on the porch. Her mama came out and picked up Bessie's bicycle.
Susan said that a bicycle gives a woman freedom. Teach me how to ride a bike, Bessie. When you first started riding a bike, you kept on falling and scraping your knees, but you did not give up.
Finally, Bessie showed her what to do, how to mount the bicycle, balance and pedal, and drag her feet to stop. When Papa arrived home, Mama was wobbling up and down the street.